Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan Cottrell. Welcome to Geekspiel's Table Crashers, a game where we speak with people and play games. Just to give you a quick rundown, if you haven't seen us before, Geekspiel is an all-inclusive PG-13 gaming community. We have our own Discord server, which you can find the link for in the Twitch feed, and you can join us there, get in on the conversations, and join some games with us. We'll have a lot of fun. You can also find us on Twitter at The Geekspiel, and you can search for us on Facebook and YouTube under Geekspiel. Joining me tonight, I have Jason Orcena. Jason, how are you doing?
I'm good, Ryan. How are you tonight?
Fantastico. I'm a little hopped up on caffeine, I guess. But so we're going to be playing Royal tonight. This is your game. So you've got a Kickstarter underway. Is that correct?
We do. It just launched Tuesday evening, was the first day of the Kickstarter campaign.
Great. And see, you've got 28 days left. And if I remember right, you're already about a third of the way there. Is that right?
Yeah, we've been pretty fortunate the first couple days. We had a good little jump start out on the funders and support. We had a lot of folks that were following us on Twitter and some other things.
Mhm.
So it was a good way to get started. We're hoping to hit that 50% mark within a week or so.
Hey, I hope you hit it. This is a lot of fun to
Thank you.
play. I know we've played it before, and I'm looking forward to playing it again tonight. Why don't you give us a quick rundown on what the game is?
So it's a tabletop card game, strategy card game. No collectible cards in this one, so you don't have to go buy booster packs every time you want to beat somebody. But it's a deck of 70 cards. Each card has a different color or combination of colors on them, and you're going to lay the cards to the table to try to build a court along common colors. So the four primary colors are the ones we use: blue, red, yellow, green. Each player will take a turn laying cards to the table, and then there are a couple of special cards that also come into play at different points in the game. Cards that are wild cards, cards that can steal cards from other people's decks, and cards that can kill cards in your deck because everybody likes a card that kills.
Right.
So very simple game in terms of the rules, but a lot of complex strategy if you really sit down and think it through. So
Hmm.
it sort of appeals to folks in family and friends who like either the I don't want to think, I just want to draw cards and put them on a table and line up pretty colors, as well as folks who really want to sit down and strategize every move.
Right. Right. I can definitely see how that would happen in this game. So, is this the first stab you've taken at creating a game?
Not the first stab at creating a game, first stab at ever trying to get a game actually into publication or market. I'm sure, like a lot of folks have been playing games for a long times, about the minute you can pick up a pencil, if you grew up on role playing games or board games, you start making your own house rules, and eventually it bleeds over into more complex rules. So, my family and I, we've created a number of games that never made it out of the dining room, but a lot of fun regardless. So this is the first time we ever tried to do something and make it a formal published game.
So, what made you decide to actually publish the game?
Good question. I'm a masochist. I enjoy that. So anyone who's gone through a process knows it's a lot of work, a lot of time, energy goes into making it look good, getting it all squared away, running the
I'm sure.
demos, convincing folks to run demos on a half finished product to see what works and doesn't work is particularly difficult. But at some point, if you're designing games, it's very easy nowadays to really go as an independent person, go from start to finish without getting into a lot of money like a large
Right.
publisher like it used to be because of the availability of just-in-time publishing. All of that has made it much, much easier. And there's a lot of great support companies out there and a lot of great support through the internet, the web. A lot of folks we've met along the way, including folks that we're playing with tonight, have been really gracious at helping out with demoing and practicing and providing feedback. So it really made an opportune time to try to publish something. And I have two kids, and I'm getting older, they're getting older, and it's sort of an idea to have something you can step back and go, yes, I know my real job is boring, but look at this fun thing I did. Isn't this cool?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's great. So I know you said since the first time you picked up a pencil, you're trying to design a game. So what got you started in gaming?
Well, I can actually. There's two pieces that really came together for gaming for myself. My mother and father both were tabletop game players from the time I can remember. So all the Chinese checkers and Yahtzee and
Hmm.
Monopoly and Life and all those games, played them almost every night as a kid around the dinner table. And then my Uncle Charles, nicknamed Duke, he played all the really crazy tabletop games, the old 8-hour war games with the little cardboard tile punch outs and the role-playing games, every role-playing game you can imagine. So from the time I was a kid, I can remember him being around playing games, my dad playing with him, some of these more esoteric games, the really abstract ones. And it just sort of draws you in. And once you join the cult, you drink the Kool-Aid, you're kind of hooked for life. So it's not an unfamiliar story. I imagine a lot of folks have the same experience, but that was really it. Between my dad and my uncle and my mother, we were playing games from the time I was little.
Great. So hey, I'm really anxious to get into this game. What do you say we go crash the table and get into it?
I love crashing things. Let's give it a whirl.
Crash this table. All right. So let's go ahead and pull over into the table. All right, here we go. And got something for Captain Sugar Bear already. We'll get to that here shortly, I'm sure. We're pulling in the players now. So in green is me. Over in, I think, red, is that you, Jason? Yeah.
That's me. Yep.
Okay, we have in yellow Chris Cornell, aka Digital Carnage. How you doing, Chris?
Doing all right. Can't wait to play some games.
Heck yeah, great. And over on to my left in blue, Tiny Rhino, that's Mr. Chris Walters. How are you doing, Chris?
Hello. I'm doing great. Again, as I typed in chat, I'm ready to rage chat with Sugar Bear all night.
Awesome. All right, so
Hashtag the other Chris.
I'm glad I finally got relegated to number 2.
Oh, we're starting with the number 2 jokes already again tonight, guys.
Oh, there it is.
So I don't know. Has the camera shown a hashtag over
Ice Bay, yeah.
So this is a bit of an inside joke for all the viewers who haven't been in on the Discord server. You want to join the Discord server where we get into some great conversation. This was hilarious. It took most of the day today. We were talking about me and my iceberg, going back to episode 1, and
You're welcome.
well, Captain Sugar Bear got involved, and things just went from there. So we have hashtag Ice Bay, and I have my own iceberg tile now. So moving up, I think the budget is coming through for us. All right, so let's get this game started. How many cards do we get?
Start with 5 cards to each player. That's during the startup phase.
All right.
Is someone dealing, or are we drawing for ourselves?
Draw them from yourself is just fine.
No one touch my cards.
I would just have to point out that we are totally going anti proper drawing sequence.
Yeah, it's a rough Wild West kind of feel on Table Crashers. Just sheer anarchy tonight.
And this is not, I would also like to point out, this is not the general size of table that we normally play at. I know that there's this game gets spread out, so I wanted to make sure we had plenty of space.
Yeah, this tiny deck of cards that I can't move because Chris Cornell is mean to me.
No, I unlocked it. It's
you unlocked it? Yeah. Look, I'm gonna.
And I would like to point out to everybody that Chris Cornell actually imported all the images, set up the game here on Tabletop Simulator for us, and I think it looks great.
Thank you. It's been through several different versions, and this is the one I finally settled on. And I think everyone that I've shown it to has liked it. So.
Well, yeah, the cards look nice and crisp. This looks great. I mean, I'm really impressed.
Well, the cards, that's all credit to Jason.
All right. So, Jason, why don't you go ahead and get us started?
So there's an initial round before the first draw of the game. The game is played in a series of hands, and during this first startup phase, after the draw 5 cards, everybody gets one chance to put cards to the table. And so if you assume I was the dealer, then play will go clockwise from me to Chris. Is that who's next?
Mm-hmm.
Chris, and then up around the table clockwise like that. So I have no cards I can play to the table because Chris did a great job of importing things, but an awful job shuffling. That's what I'm pretty sure of. So It passes to Chris, and Chris has played before, but what Chris is going to do is look at his cards, and if he has at least 3 cards that he can connect by common color, he can put them to the table in what's called his court. And the top row will be the royal family, the king, the queen, prince, and a tower. And below those will be their peasant supporters. And so you can see in this example, Chris has been able to play 2 royal family and then a supporter underneath. And you notice the minor house cards, those supporting cards, are all dual colors. So you can rotate the card and play them on either color that's represented.
Awesome. So, and then that will be my turn.
Mhm.
All right. I'm not going to go with the 5. I don't really have what I can do, but we'll go with that.
And so just a way of explanation for folks who are watching for the first time, the gray court is a special card. It has 2 functions it can use. One is that the gray cards can become whatever color they connect to. So in this case, because Ryan, you connected a blue border to the gray prince, that prince is now a blue card, which means the queen is also a blue card for this example. So now you're starting this blue court. The gray cards can also be used to steal cards from another court of equal or lesser value.
Okay. Chris Walters, your turn, buddy.
All right, Jason, I actually have a question for you.
Sure.
So, do you have to have one of the royal court to start your hand of 3?
You do not. You can have all supporting cards to start the court.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm figuring this out. Don't micromanage me, Ryan.
Now, if I remember correctly, Jason, once you started with, say, a 3 here, you cannot put a 4 or a 5 above those. Is that right?
That's correct. So once a card is laid to the table, it cannot be moved again. So in this case, the other Chris, hashtag other Chris, he just played the 5, the 3, and the 2. So he could not come back in later and slip the 4 in between the 5 and the 3, which also means if he builds the court out in either direction, which we'll get to as gameplay continues, he also won't be able to ever play a 4 in the court he started, because it's essentially been eliminated. His court has decided that 4s are anathema and they don't want any 4s, so now they can never be played in his court.
Right, they're the bakers of my town,
There you go.
and I don't like bakers. But I do like some candlestick makers, so it's fine.
There you go. All right, so that's the initial play. Everybody got a chance to drop stuff on the court except me, the guy who actually designed the game, created the game. I had nothing, which is my greatest fear, coming on here and playing a game with all of you. So now the game is going to start in earnest, and we're going to play it in a series of rounds or turns, whatever makes more sense to you. And we're going to finish this hand by each player drawing 3 cards when it's their turn, playing whatever they can play out of their hand, and then discarding down to 5 cards. So I'm going to start by drawing my 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Can I play something to the table? I still cannot start a court with the cards I drew, but let me see here. I have one of the other special cards we've been talking about. I do have, and those are what's called a fate card. So a fate card forces someone to eliminate a card from their court. In this case, it's a prince, and just for way of example, I'm going to throw it on the prince right here. Ryan, so your prince is being played with this fate card. And you can see the fate card, if you zoom in on it, actually removes princes. So I can play it. Your prince goes into the discard, and the fate card is sent to the graveyard, not to be played again during this hand. So that's one play for me. And then, Ryan, because you now have less than 3 cards in your court, those get put back in your hand, and you can replay them when your turn comes around. And then let's see, I still have to discard more cards, but I have more fate cards I can use. So I'm going to play another one. And this one I'm going to play on Chris. You can see this is a generic Roil card, my greed card. So he goes into the discard. The Roil card, and the same thing, it goes into discard, and then the 2 cards that Chris had on the table go back into his hand, and I still have one more card I have to get rid of. There's no one to play another card on, so I just discard. So in this case, I think I'm going to discard. I'm going to get rid of the red king. And then my turn's over. I have 5 cards left in my hand. That's the most I can have at the end of my turn. And the turn passes to Chris.
All right, so now I'm gonna draw 3.
Yep.
And then I am going to. Oh man. Probably not do much of anything.
Which is what I expect from you, Chris.
Of course. Let's see.
For viewers of the show, I am often seen as verbally assaulting Chris, and I'm going to continue.
Well, you know.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Right. Yeah, my producer has not told me to stop it yet. And even if he did, I'd probably say, no, Matt. Yeah, I do need you to do something with your life, Chris.
So mean. I can't do it. Nope. So this is unfortunate, but I have no easy way to do any of this, so I am going to discard down to 5. I will get rid of that one. It really is. Get rid of that one.
While you're discarding, I'll go ahead and draw my 3 just to keep things moving. Well,
yeah, Ryan, I'm going to need you to be better than your previous 2 players and actually do something.
I will do my best. Okay, so I don't have very much I can do. But I do have something I can do.
Started. Don't extra shuffle that over there, Cornell.
Yeah, dude, just to make sure. I wasn't the one that actually shuffled, so I need to make sure it was done.
Oh, wait, no, I've got one more.
There you go.
You still don't like those 5s, huh?
Still don't like those 5s, not a bit. But that's my turn.
Okay.
And that's pretty good.
All right. So I'm going to draw 3, correct?
Yep.
All right.
As the producer in the Discord chat says, yeah, Ryan, build something for the others to murder. Thanks, Matt.
And it's probably worth noting at this point, as you're building the court, there is a goal here ultimately, and that's to build a complete court with 1 card of every type represented, from the king to the queen, prince, tower, plus 5 through 1, or to get to 65 total points. And you do that by getting 5 points for every minor supporting card that you have. In this case, in Ryan's hand, he has 3, so he has 15 points, and then he gets 10 points for each of the royal cards that he lays. So he has 25 points, 10 for the queen and 15 for the supporting cards.
Okay, so I am done now. I'm not at 5 cards. I'm under still, so I don't have to discard down, I assume.
That is correct. There's no requirement to discard. You only have to discard if you have more than what over 5.
Okay.
No, Jason, I do have a quick question here.
Sure.
Let's say that Ryan over here his queen was murdered mercilessly, right? You know.
I know. Here it comes.
Is he then able to play a 5 to connect to that yellow and then put his court back up there?
So if the queen was gone and there was this vacancy above the 4, he could go ahead and play a 5.
Okay.
Because there's nothing blocking that play at that point.
Gotcha. So it doesn't matter that there was something previously there. It's just that there's nothing there now.
Picture the espionage and intrigue of the court coming into play. One person leaves, you start over with whoever is next available. It's a
Perfect
opportunity.
And I'm going to take this opportunity to say hi to everybody in the chat. Looks like we've got Captain Sugar Bear out there tearing it up for us. We've got Solobon visiting. I actually get to watch his stream on Friday nights. I'm enjoying that a lot, Solobon. Dr. PT0, that's normally you, Jason. I think that's your wife. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
We've got Lord Andrew out there. We've got Matt and Digital Carnage. Aren't you playing a game here?
Yeah, well, you know.
Wow. Ryan, I just want you to know, I'm in this chat as well.
I know. I got distracted by hashtag the first Chris.
Haven't you heard the old child rhyme? First is the worst, second is the best.
Okay. Hey, I'm the oldest.
Where's the rhyme in that?
I need you all to quit it.
If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
I like kitchen because it gives me food.
There you go.
All right. Am I taking up too much space in front of you, Chris?
No, you're good.
No, he has no cards, Ryan, so that's really not an issue.
I'm glad somebody caught that.
Here, we'll just do this.
Yeah,
He doesn't need it.
Aren't you supposed to be playing? You know.
It's your turn, isn't it?
Yeah,
no, I thought it was.
No, it's your turn.
Jason
You
played it
play
already.
again. Oh.
Is this Jason's hand right here?
Yeah, that's you. You've got it. Other
you're
Chris.
you put your cards all the way over there. Okay, my bad. I've been holding up the show here.
You know what? You're no longer other Chris. That's
Oh no, I've always been other Chris.
Yeah, he's other Chris.
you have. It's like instead of thing 1 and thing 2, it's Chris and other Chris. We could call one of you Chocolate Thunder.
Oh gosh.
All right, and so I'm gonna do something that hashtag second Chris is not gonna like. Bam. And
No.
Yeah,
Now, what did you
that means,
actually
like-
do? Because I'm chatting to Sugar Bear real quick.
what I've done is I have killed your 3, which means it's a waste of a card, but you know
It sure is. I love how just absolutely vengeful you are right now.
That was designed to irritate. You could tell.
Now
and then I'm also putting a kill tower fate on Jason's tower.
Now, Jason, question for you.
Yeah.
So I got separated here, and none of them are 3, so they can't stand alone. Do I still get all 3 of these cards?
They still go back into your hand, and here's why they go back into your hand. The first person to meet the end criteria, the win criteria for the game, all the other players have to subtract the points from their hand, because you're playing this a series of hands and you're scoring points, and the person who scores the most points wins. So if by some far stretch of the imagination Chris were to suddenly lay down enough cards to win, we would have to deduct whatever's in our hands from our final score.
Which I'm sure is a lot of points.
Right now, yes, it would be a lot of points. Which I'm talking instead of pulling my own cards back up. There we go.
Right.
We are not showing off how fast this game can be. We are still working out some
fast
kinks.
if you know how to play.
Right.
This is discovery phase.
Right. Ryan, is it your turn or have you passed it?
It is my turn. Okay.
Yeah.
I am sorry.
It's not so much slow play, it's bad communication.
Slow people, yeah. All right.
Normally by this time, my mother would be pointing her finger at somebody and saying, "Why haven't you gone yet?"
So your mother is that person.
I have an accord. Does the coloration matter on the accords?
It does. But because there are 3 colors, you have to match at least one of the 3 colors to play it.
Okay, so does it have to match this yellow queen I have over here?
Yes. You have to match the yellow. So it's of absolutely 0 value to you right now.
Well, that's no help at all. Man, nobody has any cards out for me to kill. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine keep dying.
All right, well, I guess I'm going to have to discard down.
You'll notice that as you play the fate. There are only 10 fate cards in the total deck, and they are limited what they can target to a large degree. But you notice we've played most of them, and they're going to the graveyard. That's because we'll shuffle the deck a second to play a second round, and they do not get shuffled back into the deck.
Oh,
So
didn't realize
you're
that.
guaranteed to have you may hold on to a fate card in your hand and play it during that second shuffle phase, but if you've been playing them early on, they're not coming back into play to disrupt the game.
Oh, see, now you're giving me strategies that I didn't know before.
Well, that was so I could win, Chris. You have to understand that was intentional. I'm doling out rules.
Yeah,
How's that
slowly.
working out for you?
I was to say it's not working very well for you, Jason.
I have a
speaking of
power
not-
hand right here.
Speaking of not working well, Ryan, are you done?
Yeah, I said I discarded down.
Okay, so I still draw 3 even though I'm above 5, right?
Yes, and then you have to discard down whatever can be played, which
That's sure is good because I have a lot of cards in my hand.
Which is now how you could actually put out a full court if you were able to.
Oh, I sure am. Look at this, Chris number 1.
now see, and there, Chris number 2 is playing the Accord because it does have the red band to it.
I do like how you made your, primary colors all in there. Your red, yellow, and blue.
I managed to pass art class in kindergarten, and it really helped designing.
Now, Jason, this is like an absolutely beautiful game. What was some of the inspiration for some of the art and things that you all did here?
That was a process and evolution. It was about 2 years to get all the artwork done and all the demos done to get to where it was playable or marginally playable. That is right now. I'm not selling anybody on the playability right at the moment, but it is actually very playable.
It is.
A lot of the artwork was. I started off with really, really basic pictures. And I think actually on the Kickstarter campaign, we actually have some of the photos from the first couple decks. There have been 5 different demo decks that get to this point. And the
Chris,
first
I don't
demo
think
deck,
you can do that.
no, because you can't have 2 kings in the same. You'd have to.
Oh,
You could play that gray king though with the red prince on the other side.
oh, okay, gotcha.
Because these are 2 separate royal families that connected by an accord.
You mean that one royal family can't have multiple kings?
That is correct.
I do have one question. I know I just cut you off from your piece here.
That's okay.
So this little 4, I want to match here.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do that?
You can. You could not play. If you look, I'm zooming in on your cards. You could even theoretically, you could play another 4 and have it connect to the other court, but typically that doesn't play very easily or very often. You're going to get it. You cannot play minor house cards underneath an accord because an accord is an agreement, not a person.
Okay, so I can't place it here because
That's
of
correct.
the. Okay.
But you could place it against the yellow, green 4 that you have. You can place the other 4 on the green side along the matching border. So in other words, that 4 is supporting this yellow house that you've started.
Okay, so that's legal. That's a legal move.
That is a legal move.
Okay, I just couldn't put a 5 in this space up here, is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
You can't because the accord is only connecting these royal families. It's not connecting something less than that.
Can you put a yellow or blue 5 in there?
Theoretically, yes. If you could make it work with all the other 3 cards, then you could. Okay. In that case, it's supporting the houses that we've talked about and not the accord. It's not truly connected to the accord. It's really connected to the other 2 houses.
So I'm sitting here counting up points. How much is that accord worth?
0.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay. So see, that's my problem is I didn't know that, and I just made a slight judgment error. So I'm going to take that 2 back, actually. All right, that is my turn. Jason,
you have to leave your 2 out actually because I remember. Because
I place it down
as a card played.
Oh.
I was going to say, if you were playing with any of my family, I'm pretty sure you would have gotten heck for that already.
Wow. Okay.
They're a tough crowd.
From what Jason
has
sent me a copy of the rules back when I went to PAX Unplugged, and I think that rule is explicitly stated: a card laid is a card played.
Yeah, they're a mean crowd. I got yelled at
Oh,
after the last time we
wow.
played on the demo, Chris, after you loaded everything in.
Oh.
I played with my family, my brother, my wife, and some other folks after that, and I got yelled at because I explained one of the rules wrong. And she said, no, that's not how we play this game.
Telling you that's not how they play.
Yes. Well, that's pretty impressive, though, other Chris, because look at this. You've got 10, 20, 25,
Chris.
35, 45, 55 points. One Royal family card, major house card, and you've won this hand of this game just that fast.
I know. That's how good I am. I'm the
That
good
is how
Chris.
good you are. You deserve to be the good Chris.
10, 20.
Now, about the only way that's going to shut down in any meaningful way is if somebody has a fate card that can wipe out, like the king, because
I
that
was
takes
gonna say,
out.
Are you about to tell me that you have a fake
Yes,
card?
I am indeed going to tell you that.
But that doesn't. It wouldn't have. He only had 55. He didn't have 65.
That's
Right.
true.
True.
So-
He's just saying it was a badass turn.
Oh, yeah, definitely really good.
Yeah. So now you can decide: are you going to keep these 4 minor house cards, or are you going to keep these 4 mixed cards of major house and the accord? So you get your choice of what you're going to pick back up.
Oh, okay. So the other 4, then I have to get rid of.
They're just going back in your hand in case someone were to finish
Oh,
a
okay.
turn and win the game really, really quickly. Not that I believe that is in any way, shape possible, but
Oh gosh, I'm really not enjoying this. Like, I'm about to win scenario that keeps happening here.
All
right. That's my turn. Chris, you're up.
All right.
I see in the
All
chat
right,
they're talking
fine,
about
fine.
the purple princess. So the purple is a stretch goal. Is that correct, Jason?
Yes, we did another deck because the game plays really well with 3 to 4 players. It's a really good mix. It plays quickly and it has the right balance to it. Once you go above 4 players with a 70 card deck, there's not a lot you can do because you're just not going to be able to draw enough cards to really have a meaningful play. So we did another goal as part of the demo decks, the last couple of demo decks, that adds a 5th color. It's a purple color. And the first thing everyone says is, that's a really pretty purple. Okay, that's true. It's a really pretty purple. It was also 30 additional cards to get the matching colors. And so we've been tweaking it a little bit for playability, but it means you can easily play 6 players with the game. We had a couple more fate cards that are more heinous than the ones we've already experienced in that deck because they include the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and they are table-wide effects, not individual targeting effects. So you have
So rotate this card here, Chris.
Yeah. I had it rotated, but when it went back into my hand, it went weird.
popped it back.
Sure, it did.
It did, but I have it legal. It's legal, but I chose to go. the
Actually, it
route
was
of
placed
eliminating.
down. So
I have chose to eliminate 5 through 2 by choice.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
Bold
Let's see if it
move.
pays off.
See if that pays off. All right.
And I'm done.
Well, okay. So I'm going to start off by getting rid of that.
oh,
Just that quickly. Fate is really awful in this game.
Yep.
You know what?
Pickle. All right. So have a 2. 3 I can play here. And that is my round. You're up, Chris.
okay. Let me draw 3 here.
And so you said those gray cards can be used to steal from other players, right, Jason? How does that work?
So it's any card of equal or lesser value. So if I, instead of playing my 5 on the deck here, If I had wanted to, I could have said, nope, I want to take your 4. And there's really nothing you can do about it. I just take it. And I can bring it over here and I can play it into my court and then discard the gray card. That's the easiest way to explain it. And because you have a king through 1 in gray, you can conceivably steal any card on the table. And now that I'm talking about it, that would have been a much smarter move than what I had actually played.
Now that I've learned about the strategy of this game.
Yeah, there you go. I couldn't remember where I stole your card from.
I apologize. This is all my cards suddenly died, and so now I have to think about strategy. Hey, I just want to point out that Chris Cornell, mean Chris, still has no cards on the table.
That's very true.
He did. I could have sworn he did. What happened to that?
There for a minute.
I had 6, I thought, but Ryan, for that type of comment though, I think it's you need to go home here.
And the iceberg comes into play. I was going to say, as Chris is laying his cards, he'd asked about the artwork. The only images from the original decks that still remain are the 5 and 4 images. Those are the original 2 pieces of artwork that were done for the first demo deck, and they were kings and queens, and every suit, every color had the same pictures on them. And I moved away from that for the second deck, because the second deck I decided, I want to do a mythological theme, and so I did all these different pantheons as pictures. So that changed right away.
Interesting. That's really cool. I do have a question, and I assume I think I know this, but so my gray king has become red, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so I couldn't put another color underneath it, even if it matched with this 5.
Only if it has to be red. His border, whatever borders this king now, must be red.
Must be red. Okay,
must
cool.
be red. Are you done?
I am. Yes.
And which card do you want me to kill this time?
Gosh,
I say go for the prince.
y'all are just brutal over here.
It's one of those just because I can moments, isn't it?
It sounds like it. I thought I only had Chris Cornell to worry about, but apparently it's everyone.
Yep.
Right now, it's just dumping cards before somebody goes out and makes me eat a bunch of points.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm worried about too.
That's what's coming. I can feel it coming.
Uh-huh.
So it was so so aptly pointed out to me, and it's probably the wrong. Well, there's a line that runs all the way around my area. What is this? Okay. But Ryan has a visit from #IceBay.
All right, Chris, you're up. I'm done.
Okay. We have 11 cards left.
Oddly, I don't remember a fate card that was an iceberg, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think one of these does have an iceberg on it.
Oh, okay.
I think there's the tower. Yeah, the tower card is like my ode to the Titanic. There you go.
Yeah, I see that.
I gotta see this. Hold on. Let me zoom in about as far as I can make it. Oh, okay.
I had another version that was actually the Titanic that I had drawn, but I figured I'd get sued by James Cameron, so.
Sued by a sunken boat.
I just want to point out to everyone that Chris is finally playing cards.
Yeah,
but he can't play like that.
Look, I'll just circle this area. Oh, he's short one.
I'm
a
not.
sad face.
There you go.
All right. Chris is on the board. He's moving.
And I'm trying to think of how I want to handle this.
Fortunately, this turn is very likely someone could go out this turn.
Very likely, yes. Yeah, at least the progression that's happening is so wonderful.
So who exactly did all the artwork for all this, Jason?
Oh, that was me.
Oh, wow.
I drew it all in my spare time. From about midnight till 2 in the morning.
And bam!
Oh,
Kill your
come
prince.
off it. Oh, I've been murdered. Okay, let's see. Are you specifically killing my prince?
Yes, I am. It's specifically for princes. So
It only can kill princes.
there's a nice big clue on the card in red letters.
And it tells me.
What I'm targeting.
Well, at least I get to like restart this mess that is.
You don't have to take that away. You only have to take
No.
away the 2 top.
Oh,
ones.
that's right. I
Yeah.
do only have to take away the 2. Well,
So is that all you can muster over there, Chris?
he can't do much.
I mean, yeah, with the way the cards lie and stuff, I think that's about it. Because I didn't
Okay.
have a 2, so yeah, you're up.
Well, that's helpful. Okay, so I can use this queen to say, I want this prince.
Yes, you can.
And I'm just going to take that prince and pull him right over here.
And I have to pull the accord back into my deck. And the
And then
queen
I
goes
can
into discard.
pull this accord here.
Oh, he can finally play his accord correctly.
Oh man.
No, I can play the second accord I drew.
It's not even the first.
It's not even the first. 1,
So you're
2,
at
3, 4,
55.
5.
55.
55. And I can't play this one last card. That's
Okay,
it for me.
All right, so I'm going to take this.
Whose fate card is this over here? On this Tower's fate card?
It's the iceberg. It was played already.
Oh, okay.
We got to always
This
throw out
iceberg
the
is killing me.
hashtag Ice Bay at all times. Okay. I'm doing a little bit of thinking here. Hold on.
I have to say, whoever designed that did a really good job.
Whoever designed Ice Bay? I mean, it's all right. Mediocre work at best.
As our producer is talking in our ears about threatening to pull the feed down because I think he did that design.
Yes. See, Ryan, other Chris over here is trying to think that I designed this Ice Bay, but in reality, it's a group effort.
So I lied. I can't actually play what I just played.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
kind of
no.
an interesting setup there.
Well, I thought I had it, and then reading
Wait.
cards is hard.
The king, your gray king, could obviously play above the blue 5. That would be or steal.
Oh, Jason.
Yeah, steal.
I'm
card.
sorry. Go ahead.
No,
I just realized this prince play over here. Is that a play?
that's an illegal play.
Okay,
You
I'm
just
going to pull
ratted
back my
yourself
hand. And,
out.
yeah, I just
Wow.
noticed that. So let me discard one of my cards, take it down to 5.
Cheater,
So-
pumpkin eater.
What you did was abuse me for no purpose other than to abuse me. That's what I took from that because you stole that prince from my hand. You took
Yeah.
the prince from my court, even though you could not possibly ever use it.
Well, I tried to. I just wasn't
No.
very good at it.
Is that possible, though? Is he able to steal a card even though he can't play it?
He can put it into his hand.
Oh, okay.
That's
Just
like
so that you
this-
don't have it.
just so I don't have it. Someone asked, could I play a card to somebody else's court to screw up their progression? And, I sort of go, 1, I'm a big fan of homegrown rules. And 2, I never wrote a rule that said you couldn't play a card to somebody else's court. So if you really want to screw with somebody, you drop a card in.
Like a 1 or something somewhere,
yeah,
like
and
right
it-
underneath their thing.
Immediately shut down their court like you wouldn't believe. Now, I would say get agreement from the table whether you're going to allow that as an optional rule or be prepared to be hit with something later on in the game. But
Right. I just finished. So, Jason, it is your turn.
so just a comment, the accord, the gray accord, you can connect anything to it because it is neutral, so it can be any
Right.
combination of 3 colors. So
Yeah, I thought I had a question. Now I remember it. So you said once someone gets to 65, because I think we're getting close. And we talked about getting rid of cards each round, so there's some strategy there. Did someone just flip my card?
Yes, I did. To make it legal.
It just threw me off. What are the point values of these cards if they're still in your hand when you're subtracting?
The same as what they would be if you played to the table.
Okay. So what about the accords or the fate cards?
Fate cards you have to play to yourself if they can be played against yourself at the end of the game. So as soon as someone hits 65, everybody looks at their cards. They play fate cards to their own court, and then they subtract whatever points are in their hand equal to the value they would be if you'd played them on the table. Accords still have 0 value, just like they did before. So now let's see if I can piece something together with this awful, awful layout that I have created and now regret horribly. Wait. So I'm going to use my gray 4 to steal this 2 from you, Chris.
Okay.
Ooh.
Because I can immediately play that to my court right here. And then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 points. What else do I have? I have a green 1. 55 points. Come on, bring it on home. Can we no more? No, I can't squeeze out another one.
So I have a question for you, Jason.
Yeah.
Can I play another accord on the other side of this green queen?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
As long as it has a green in it to attach legally, you can play.
Okay.
Chris, it's all you.
All right. We are getting down to the last 15 cards here.
I have a feeling it won't be lasting much longer.
One would
Supposed
think.
to be.
Another foreshadowing?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at how many cards Chris number 2 has in his hand right now.
It's a lot of cards. It's because people keep attacking and killing me. So I have to pull them back.
Not personal, Chris. Just a game.
It's business.
I'm going to
Just
start
business.
pulling a sugar bear here in a second and rage about bears and sweaters.
Nobody bring up ET to him, please. I want to wait for the chat
The
to
Reese's-
go crazy. Soon
The
as
Reese's Pieces. Yeah. Reese's Pieces is Captain Sugar Bear's favorite candy.
I remember him saying that when he was on. He loves him some Reese's Pieces. I remember that.
Man.
The candy coating was just his favorite part.
Is that your turn, Chris?
That is my turn, yeah.
All right. Woo!
He's boycotting the show.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
No.
This is going to hurt. Well, I think that was it.
10, 20.
Now he's just rubbing salt in the wound.
80 points.
No, he's not done.
85.
My real question is, do I get a rebuttal hand? Because I really got thrown into a situation I didn't mean to.
Is this legal here, Jason? This 4 here.
It is not legal,
It
right?
is not legal.
Why is that not legal? Because it's connecting to the 4.
It's
Underneath
4
the
is
queen.
4 is fine. I think
Okay.
as long as it is legitimate to the accord it's touching, I don't think there's a problem with it.
Oh, okay. So I got confused with earlier.
It has to always remain legal to what you're doing. You can't play.
You
Off
couldn't
of
play
an
an accord. Yes. Okay.
Right. But you can
Gotcha.
play underneath.
That
it.
makes sense. That makes sense.
So
Okay, well, that's my turn then. I think I made enough points.
you did, and no. So the game. So this is where my brother and my wife jumped on me last time we played. The game ends immediately at that point, and everybody starts subtracting what they have in their hand from what they have on the table, and play any remaining fate cards in their hand against themselves.
What?
Yeah, so it's really
That's not-
painful. So
Yeah.
Ryan is looking really good with all of his points. Now, he managed to play just a ton of things to the table, honestly. And I think you're only 1 card off or 2 cards off from having completed accord as well.
Yeah, I don't have a tower anywhere.
Right,
So-
and which would give you an extra 25 points.
That's right. You would get an extra 25 points. So for
Yeah,
me,
let's just give you that tower right there. Oh, okay.
I don't have a
Quarters-
5.
You would need a 5.
so I don't have a king to play my fate card against, so that's okay. And I don't have a queen to play my fate card against, so that's okay. But just to show, so here's 5 points that I have to subtract from my hand. So let's just move that off, and then I get whatever's left on the table.
Yeah,
What
I'm
happens-
in negative points.
What happens when I get negative points?
You write down for your score a big old negative. And-
Okay, so we're can we do a little bit of a breakdown for someone who actually has points to earn?
Yep. So it's easy for me to count. So let me count mine real quick. And we can do Ryan's as well. Ryan has a ton of points. So if you look at mine, I have a couple of different cards here. I have the major card that's worth 10 points. I'm trying to draw. Let's get my drawing pen here. Text, where's my drawing pen? Here we go. So this is 10 points right here. Oh, I'm still having trouble with my drawer. Draw.
Just point it out with your hands.
So 10 points here with the tower. Major house card. Any of the major house cards count 10 points. It doesn't matter. The number on those are only for other purposes when stealing cards. They don't play a function in points. So this is 10 points here, and then 5 points for each minor house card. So there's another 10 points. There's 10 more points. 10 more points. 10 more points. So I have 10 points for here, and then 40 points in minor house cards for a total of 50 points this hand. If we look at...
So yeah, you still get those points even though you didn't win. Okay.
That's right. Typically, you're going to play a number of hands equal to the number of the players as a minimum. You can set more if you have folks and you want to play for a long time. You could set you want to play 6 hands, 7 hands, what have you. The more players you have playing, the fewer rounds a hand is going to have. So for us, we only played 6 rounds total. It was a little slow as we were getting the feel for using it on the computer, but in person, those go fairly quickly. And sometimes you can finish in one shuffle of the deck. You often finish everything. So if you're playing with 4 players. So for Ryan, he has 10 points for each major house card. Again, the accords count for nothing. So just on the major houses, he has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 points in major house cards. And then he gets 5 points for each minor house card. So he has 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 points. So he has 40 points minor house cards, 50 points major. He has 90 points. Now, if he had completed the court with a 5 and a tower, he would have got a bonus 25 points. But so just because you lose the hand doesn't mean you've lost the game, because you're still going to keep whatever points you got. Now, that's assuming you don't go into the negative. You have additional hands that you're going to play to win the game. You have an opportunity to make up whatever loss you have. So if we go over to one of the Chris's, so Digital Carnage Chris, are this massive pile of several cards?
Yeah, this here is what I had. Like these are what I had out in the table there that just kind of went all wonky
together. So you had,
and then this is what I had in my hand over here.
Wow. So there are a lot of points you had in your hand.
Yeah.
So that's 45 points in your hand, right?
Yeah. And I only had, I think 25 or no, 35 points on the table.
Yeah. So that hurt. There's 45 here, 35 here.
There's a lot more hurt to once you get past Chris number 1. So just,
So there's minus 10 at the end of this hand for you, Chris.
Yes.
We're seeing
which
here.
I have written in yellow on the table.
So minus 10 for Chris. And then we go to other Chris. And what did you have on the table, Chris?
Yeah, I took it away, so I'm trying to see if I can find it. Here it is. So I had a king and an accord, and I believe I had a 5 on the table. I think this is what it was. And then I had a fate card, one of the Royals ones. So it took out my king.
Yep.
which left me with
5
all of
points
this
on the table.
wonder in my hand. So I lost a lot of points.
So yeah.
Now I have a question for you, Jason. Even though
Sure.
I went out, do I have to subtract the points for the cards in my hand too?
You do not, because you
Okay.
won the hand. You do not suffer a penalty. So there's real value if you can hit 6. So on the next hand, it is just as likely. There is a chance that either of the two Chris's could be the winner of the hand and have 60 points, 65 points going, points coming out of the next hand, and you are taking a negative because you didn't get enough to the table and you have too much in your hand. So the points can shift pretty dramatically between two hands. It's really, if you get a couple of hands in a row where you're on the plus side, you're sitting pretty. But like this one that poor other Chris had, Tiny Rhino just was trampled. There's like a stampede here.
I just kept getting these "I'm gonna kill you" cards, and "I'm gonna kill you" cards, and
that's fate. That's the fate part. It's awful.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
you're telling me.
table here.
I'm quite aware of how awful that was.
So that's the gist of playing. You would record whatever your final, points at the end of the hand. Keep the score those, and then the same thing happens for another hand.
Well, the nice thing is all the fate cards are now out of game.
Well,
Maybe I can win.
You're shuffling back into a new hand. You would actually put the fate cards back in for the next hand.
Oh, okay.
Oh gosh,
Then.
Chris Cornell's getting me all happy about it, and then I fail.
All right.
We're letting Chris shuffle.
Yeah, I think he's like definitely messing with the deck.
Let's see if we can make this hand less than an hour this time. Yeah.
No doubt.
I think now that we've all got the rules down pretty well, it should go a lot quicker. As long as we pay attention to whose turn it is.
Right. I was going to say half of that was us not knowing whose turn it was. Who starts on the second round?
Play just passes to whoever the dealer was on the first.
Okay, so we all go ahead and draw 5. So here's an idea. Anybody in the Discord chat, or I'm sorry, in the Twitch chat, join up on the Discord server. If you'd like to play a game with us after the show goes off the air, jump on in and we'll get you in.
Sounds like a plan for me.
Right, exactly. Okay, so we've all drawn 5, right? And
Yep.
Jason, you started, so Cornell was technically the dealer, right?
Yep. Cornell is technically, so you've got the starting hand. Can you put cards at the table to start everything with?
And you've got to have at least 3, correct?
At least 3 to start a court. Yep. And then once everyone's had a chance to drop them to the table, it'd be Ryan would be the first to go. He would draw 3 cards to start his turn, and away we go. You know what? The other thing that would be good for the tabletop simulator is to have an hourglass and make people just like they're playing chess. Hit the button and go. All right, you have 15 seconds to play your cards.
15 seconds.
Yeah, I don't have anything I can play here, so.
So draw your 3.
Everybody else is done.
Oh, am I to go or no? Because
this is the first part. Yeah, so put down if you have a set of 3.
So wait, don't draw. But I can also do this if I wanted to.
You can on your first turn. You can.
I can or can't.
Not on the pre-turn.
Not on the pre-turn. Pre-turn is just to start a court. Who's jumping out of the gate?
Wait a minute. I didn't know. I didn't realize there was this pre-turn thing.
Okay. That first draw, that initial draw of 5.
Gotcha.
If you have something, go ahead and place them. And then what happens is on your first turn, if you are able to play, you're drawing back up to 5 cards.
Okay.
Which I think Ryan already drew his 3 cards to start the game.
Yep, I did.
So he just has to play or discard.
I'm thinking. Because this isn't pretty.
Your future looks brighter than mine, considering Chris just showed me has 2 fate cards gunning for my guys at the start of the game.
Yeah, I might conveniently not be able to play next turn too.
Yeah.
Well, I got to play something.
You know what? I appreciate that play because you just put more targets on the table.
Yeah, I did. But I'm done. You're up, Chris.
Okay. I'm going to draw my 3 here. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see. What do we have here?
I've got to say the chat on Twitch is hopping tonight. Thank you guys. This is a lot of fun to watch.
We're
Oh
gonna kill
man.
Ryan's queen, and we'll spread the love. We'll kill Jason's princess.
Ryan's queen is
Then
dead.
we will discard this card.
Yep, that's a Friday Night Massacre on
That's
Wednesday
pretty
night.
awful.
I was gonna say, you mean on Wednesday? And that's my turn.
You
Jason,
really
yours?
just denied other Chris the glory of killing me, didn't you? That's all that
Yeah.
was about.
Well, until
Right,
you play.
Chris, appreciate that I didn't kill any of your staff.
Oh, I appreciate. I didn't have anything to kill, but you know.
That's all semantics at this point.
All right, I'm
Jason
done.
doesn't know it yet, but I'm staring down his cards. Oh, and I'm really staring down cards right now.
I'm just drawing out fake cards. That's all I'm doing right now.
And then
And-
I'm killing the prince. And then, just for the heck of it, no! What'd you do?
Well, you killed my guy.
None of
I
them were
wanted to kill
threes.
more of them.
You wanted to kill.
Save that for later, you murdering fool.
I don't have anything to do now.
Ryan, it sounds like it's your turn.
Yeah,
Then.
I guess it's my turn. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the prematurity of fate.
Wow. Man, I really don't want to play these like this, but I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, you should be afraid. The serial killer sitting next to you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Trying to see how I want to play this.
I don't think that's how you want to play this.
I think I kind of have to that way.
That looks pretty good so far. Actually, it looks really good. And
No, that won't work. But that one will.
No, it's a 2
Oh,
and a
no,
1 in
no.
the same room.
I'm looking too high. Yeah, that's what I'm.
there you go.
There we are. The caffeine
he's
apparently
building a
has worn
candy
off. What?
So
Are you
just
kidding
put
me right now?
50 points, 55 points.
Are you
to the
kidding me
table?
right now?
I just have an
Oh, he's
accord
got
left, so that's all I've got.
Oh gosh. Well, now I know what you have. Thanks for telling me. And I have a whole bunch of. Oh, this is a great card. I'm just gonna see how I can do bad things with it.
Hashtag Ice Bay Potato. Thanks, Canthos.
Ice made potato. Bear says dismantle the empire.
I got you, Bear. I'm right here. I'm gonna just establish my own empire first, though.
It's probably smart. Give me more targets.
Right. I just want to help you out in any way possible. Now,
Hey, the more cards you play, the more likely other Chris is to go after you.
now this is okay, right? Because the blues are matching, even though there's this red, pesky red in here.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's good.
And then I'm gonna save these for when Cornell gets a card.
All right.
Sure.
Let me throw something out here. Target, 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 target.
I just because you're the creator of the game, Jason, doesn't mean you get to stack all the cards in your hand.
It's one of the few perks. All right, I'm done.
Jason, I don't know, but if I were you, I would have stolen his 4.
I did think about it.
You could have also stolen Ryan's 4.
It wouldn't have helped him as much as your 4.
Stop it. I know that. I'm just trying to throw bait names out there for him.
No name dropping now.
I'm at -40, all right, folks?
All right, so
Sugar Bear says, "Nice guys don't win. Be ruthless."
Oh, gosh.
No doubt.
Bear, do I have you against me now, too?
We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this.
No.
Just because I want to put some things out there. And then, so what do we got? We got 30, 45, we got 50, we got, yeah, okay. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming. I can feel it.
yeah, we're just gonna, kill lots of people. We're gonna kill that person, we're gonna kill that person, and then we're gonna kill this person.
Well, at least you're an equal opportunity genocidal person, so that's good.
Yeah.
I didn't want my Royal House card anyways.
I should have told our producer ahead of time that what my plan was, so he could have gone a full table view and watched all the.
He says he got it all.
Oh, okay.
Ryan, is it your turn?
I don't know. Is he done destroying everything yet?
Oh yeah. I'm
Okay.
ready.
All right. Oof. All right then. All right. So that's a blue.
Is it though?
That's a yellow. That's a queen. That's a 5. 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And that's my turn.
Oh.
Not
So close.
65.
Oh.
Well, let me draw my cards, but I guess I'm gonna have to deal out some pain to Ryan here. Ryan, I hate to be this guy, but
Oh
You gotta
no.
remember,
I think
he's at
hold on,
negative
hold
40.
on.
He's
Is
gotta
this
do
what I
something.
want? This is I had -40. Yeah, that's what I want.
No, it's not.
And
I'm pretty
then-
sure that's what he wanted, though.
that's
I guess
exactly what
so.
I wanted.
So that would pull these
Um,
back into my hand.
And then I'm gonna take Chris's king here.
What? Oh.
Oh, I can't actually do that. I guess I can put it in my hand.
Take it. You just
Yeah,
go-
I'm just gonna put it in my hand.
Now
And now
remember,
Chris is
that'll
the
count
cards on
against
the
you if you don't play it.
Hey, you back off it. No one asked you.
All right, so my turn. Let's see.
No, it's not.
Oh, come on now. What are you gonna
Um,
do?
Torquemada says the crowd was throwing thumbs down against me, Chris.
And then on your 2 there.
Oh,
Ryan.
that
so
hurts. All right, so that
And then-
goes ja.
I think
Would
now
pull
I
these
am
back in my
done,
hand.
yes.
Ouch.
All right,
Yes, now Jason.
now you're done, Chris.
Yes.
I didn't want to put cards on the table and have you kill them prematurely. So
I see that.
Yeah, because he's about to flood the table with 20 cards here.
I have a stack of cards. They need to go, and they need to go in a hurry.
Now, here's my question. I guess, did you get all of these cards in your hand because someone killed it and they all got drawn back in?
Yep.
Okay.
They all went right back in my hand. Painfully so. Wait a minute. I think I'm going to steal that 4.
Oh gosh.
Which puts that back in, like, all in your hand again.
Oh man.
That I really appreciate that reminder last turn, and so I found it so beneficial. I wanted to demonstrate that I was paying attention.
I just think this is when the creator of the game's like, I'm just gonna pull out a school session against these lonely first timers, just so they feel really good about themselves. Right, exactly. Only explaining half the rules. I kept fate cards in my hand because he's like, oh, by the way, I blame #blame Jason for my -40.
Wait, and I'm going to go ahead and steal this other one, so you have to pull your cards in your hand too.
Oh,
jeez!
Wow.
Royal
right.
Rumble coming.
All right, I'm done. Chris, you're up.
As Chris lays out 70 points.
Right. Well, I mean, he only needs 5, so if you got some kill cards, use them. Or steal some things. Do something with your life, Chris.
I don't really feel the love around here.
When I'm at -40, I'll show you all the love I want.
I'm thinking the next episode of Table Crashers will be a very special episode where we learn to express ourselves better.
Communication. Can we get a game that's literally about fighting and
steal
punching?
your tower.
Okay.
Yeah, I pulled tower out there.
He pulled the tower out, but it doesn't mean he's actually playing the tower. Oh, there it is.
Oh.
He just likes to spin his cards around.
Why is this not spinning properly? It's spinning 180 degrees. It's not supposed to do that.
Q&E. There you go.
I was doing Q&E and it was spinning 180 degrees.
It's like watching magic trips on the Vegas Strip here.
Right.
Wow, I look up for 3 seconds from the chat and it's all turned into blood and burning.
All right, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Oh, I don't know how much I really want to draw any more cards.
Right, exactly. I've got enough cards in my hand.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Ryan beats me. How many you got? 1, 2, 3.
Way too many.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 1 shy of you after I.
Well, I can do this.
That's good play. Good
play. Good play. Good play.
All right. Ryan and I need to congratulate each other more often, so that's what we're gonna do. Actually, the Chris's should probably stay together with the team with negative points. So.
Right, no doubt.
Also, not made enough iceberg references tonight. So, Table Crashers is brought to you by Ice Bay.
Hashtag Ice Bay.
We totally need to get Frigidaire to sponsor us.
Have your own Ice Bay with a Frigidaire.
Ice Bay.
I want to throw this out just because I can and discard.
I'm now going to start thinking of sponsors that have anything to do with icebergs and trying to see if we can get them to sponsor, maybe bring Ryan an iceberg. Like in person, Ryan's just got an iceberg delivered to his house.
I mean, it has been icy out there the past couple of days. So.
I was going to say, sometimes when the ice and snow.
What?
Table Crashers brought to you by the Alaskan Tourist Bureau.
Okay, so there was a Bear posted a chat in here that it's been moderated. I think I'm going to approve it anyway. It says Ice Bay, hashtag Ice Bay for when you need your iceberg basic AF.
Oh gosh.
And that again goes back into the chat in the Discord server today.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun in there, folks. You need to join it.
And for also, I just wanted to let everyone know, if you want to have a quick simple rundown of how to play this game, there's a recording done and it is up on the Roil Kickstarter page, and it is very well done. Does a very good job of quickly going through the rules and getting you acclimated to the game.
Okay, I am done. Not to cut you off there, Ryan or Chris, but
you're
Jason, I am done.
You are done. I have nothing to contribute that has any value or meaning. Who's saying what to me?
You can't put the 5 there.
You can't put a 5 in
I
there.
can. It's a different court.
Oh,
No,
It's on the
It's
layer of
different
same
force.
line.
Okay,
No,
that
it's
makes
a
sense.
different court. This is the blue
What?
court. This is the yellow court. They're joined by a court.
I was
I
gonna
think
say,
Oh,
here's
listen
some
to
more
ya.
rules
Go
here.
now.
Look, he's gonna put out another court, and then he's gonna put out another court, and then he's gonna put out a 1, and just
Jason, don't make me bring your wife into this.
Can we get an official ruling on rules, please?
There, because it'll just keep the conversation going.
Yeah, 'cause
All right.
you couldn't do that.
No,
So the
that's
shadow
completely
card takes
illegal.
on the properties of the card that it's attached to. Yes.
Yes, so it's
Yes.
yellow. It's a yellow 5.
All right,
I
now.
should have stolen this green one here, but I got distracted by the conversation being accused of cheating at my own game that I wrote the rules.
I think your brother sides with us. I think that's who that is.
Torquemada.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be my brother. And I remember I've tried to describe what playing with my family is like, and now my brother's his name on your thing is named after a famous inquisitor who tortured people to death during the Auto Crusade. He's my little brother.
I think what I appreciate most about this is now that we brought brothers into it, I also have a brother. And I remember him distinctly saying he's also younger, that I had a tendency to make up rules when it benefited me most. And he was typically right. So again, I'm going to say, Jason, I think you're cheating here.
Oh man, this is not good.
Being accused of cheating? Yes, it's not good. I'm lodging a protest.
Here.
I think I'm just gonna do this.
Move to the iceberg.
Cheating in your own game. Brought to you by #IceBay.
I think it's time to go to Gamer Court.
Gamer Court. Brought to you by
IceBay.
IceBay.
#IceBay.
Yeah, what's our jingle for IceBay?
That's for next week.
It's the new theme. The 5-minute intro song is now going to be a little catchy jingle for IceBay.
I'll have to throw that in halfway
Actually,
through.
I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna see if Jason allows this to happen.
Oh no, I don't even know what you're doing, but I'm sure it's wrong.
Oh, I think I know what he's doing. I like it.
That's all legit. The 3 is a red. 3's red.
Is it
Yeah,
too
so-
legit?
It's too legit to quit.
And we averted copyright by making sure that we all did different parts, and so that was just a standalone statement by each of us.
Yeah, except the problem is I have a bunch of stuff in my hand that I can't play, and it's gonna hurt so bad. Oh man.
There is absolutely no sympathy for you at all until you actually. You know what? I feel good about this because it's Chris and I can do it. Look, his score's -100.
Yeah, well, think again. Look what I just did for you.
You gave me a card.
I did.
We decided that's allowed because it's not in the rules, right?
Right.
It's a house rule. We'll go with it.
House rule.
Yeah,
Chris, I think you gave it to me out of the generosity of your own heart and to also save your negative.
I
point
was
pocket.
doing that before you gave me a -100.
Yeah, you're already.
All right, Ryan, you're up.
All right. So I think there's only one card in here for me to draw. Let's go ahead, flip this over, and shuffle the heck out of it. I need 2 more.
There's no heck in this game. You cannot shuffle it out.
I'll shovel the hell out of it then. All right. Well, nobody went out, and I made a mess of my court over here. So,
Are you done?
nope.
Okay. I was like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I was expecting somebody to go out, and I was just trying to get cards out of my hand. So now I'm dealing with a whole bunch of extra stuff.
Can't do that.
Yes, I can. It's a different court.
He can do that because we've learned rules midway through this game. Again, another tactic clearly used by a bigger brother. I didn't tell you this, but this is a rule that you need to.
You must conform to now.
Now, I haven't heard from Jason in a few minutes. Jason, have we silenced you, berated you enough?
Yeah, I feel harassed, and I'm now just living on mute. My voice has been silenced.
Oh
Oh my gosh.
Oh no!
Oh, 65 points, I believe.
Ah!
Oh no.
20, 30, 40, 50, 65.
Oh gosh.
Nah, I don't think I want to take anybody's cards to break their hearts. I think I'll just go with my 65 points.
Okay. So now to recap, because this got a little messy last time.
Yeah.
So we play any fate cards that we still have in our hand on ourselves, correct?
That's correct. Yep.
Why don't I start? So I don't have any fate cards because I'm cool. And I didn't want to lose -40 again. So it looks like these are the cards in my hand. I had 2 Royal Houses for 10 apiece, which is 20. These 2 here, 5 apiece, is 25, 30, 35, 40. Hey, I would be at 0, except for I have to take these away. And since they are all minor house cards, I'm going to lose, it looks like 15 points because the accords are worth 0, correct?
Correct.
All right. So 40 plus -40 plus 40 gives me 0, but minus 15 means I'm at -15. Yeah, I did math really weird, my producer friend. My producer's in my ear going, I don't think your math makes sense. I got it.
So there's a cord that had 0 value, and then I had 1 minor house card in my hand for 5 points. And the way I do it, make it easier on me, I just pull one of the cards out of my hand. So those cancel each other out. I'm left with 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 for minor house, 10 more points for 40 with the major house card here, cord is 0, and 10 more points for the other major house here for 50 points total added to my score from last time.
All right, so in my hand, I have a tower, a prince, and a queen. So I'm going to use that, negate those. Use this to there, negate that, and use that to negate that. So I break even.
You're still at -100.
Yeah.
-100.
I don't know if the blue matches my writing, so.
Oh, it doesn't.
Let's see, guys. You think we have time for one more hand, or is it enough for the night?
If we end up getting it at the same pace as this one, we could probably do another one. But that's if we want to get anyone from the stream in here, then probably need to wrap.
That's true. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and wrap. Then I think I like the score where it is.
Of course he does. Again, another big brother tactic.
Hey, I'll take it. So, do you guys have any more questions for Jason while we're still here?
Jason, I did actually, and then we got distracted by me losing all these points. What exactly are your all's? I mean, Roil just started on Kickstarter, so that's a pretty big plan. I think you probably want to get past. But what's your all's plans after this? I mean, is it time for new game? Is it a rest a little bit? What as a game designer when you get the bug to create something, do you just feel burnt out at the end, or are you ready to do something different?
That's actually a great question, Chris. By the time you get to this stage and at least for me, on any project, not just this, but any project, whether it be at work or be game design, whatever it is, you start thinking of what to do next, and you get excited about, well, we could do this, we could do this, we could add this in. And so we have a couple of things we've actually started in the pipeline with the intent of actually producing something else. Now, obviously, we're hoping this is successful, and this whole process to get to where we're at with this game was 2 years.
Wow.
So I don't think any of us thought it was going to take 2 years to get to this stage, but it did. So it was a good process, and part of that 2 years was us building a network of folks that we could talk to and bounce ideas across, and we've been able to do that. So I think for the next couple of things we're looking at, it'll move a little faster. And even with Roil, we've hammered out the basics, but there's a couple of versions with artwork that I would dearly love to get the licensing rights to stick on these cards. I know my son and I have talked about, we'd really like to do one that's with Roil with a slight twist to the game and different artwork, just making it for like a vault. What I'm trying to think of, the old Fallout shelters, and so instead of building court, trying to get different people with occupations into your Fallout shelter, that kind of thing. So I would dearly love to get licensing rights for Fallout, because I think the artwork on that is just super artwork.
Oh, it's so phenomenal.
Yeah. It is. That's a pipe dream, but that's the kind of thing I think I would like to see this go into a transition phase where there's another expansion to swap out some cards and do some other things with. Obviously, expansion deck on Roil, and then there's another tabletop game that we would have just started writing notes on. That a very, very basic one. I'm very taken with these very simple, easy to play, low cost. The old cheap ass games. Did any of you ever play the cheap ass game stuff? The Unexploded Cow, Kill Dr. Lucky, Ben Hurt. That was a company. It was a great thing. Won several awards at Origins. But their concept was they wanted to print really low cost, low expensive games. So they never gave you pawns. They just gave you the playing board on clean cut cardboard. I can remember the cards used to come wrapped and bound in newspaper strips that had been cut and taped together to hold them. So it was really creative, and they came up with some fun things, and they did it. All their games were under $10. And I think that concept with what people are able to do at home now is one to really explore. The gentleman we had on Table Crashers a couple of weeks ago that did the postcard games.
Postcard Dungeons, yeah.
Postcard Dungeons and his other couple that he's done. Great example of what you can do with a little creativity and some ingenuity about rules. And I think that's something I would like to explore. Something a little low cost versus what Roil is to produce, and try that. So we'll see.
Cool.
Nice.
Captain Sugarbear has a question for you. He wants to know what the inspiration for the game was.
For the most part, I had this vision of these teddy bears in sweaters. And they were
and he's off chat. Wait for it to catch up. We lost a viewer. There he goes.
Yeah, I drove that right away. So my guess is we'll get mentioned in that podcast.
He says, wow.
So honestly, this is a true story. My family had gone overseas on a vacation with my in-laws, and I woke up the morning I was supposed to catch the flight and join them. And I woke up really early, and I had this nightmare. But I woke up and I had this idea for how to make a game that my mother and my youngest son could both play. And at the time, my mom was deeply immersed in Game of Thrones. And how cool is mom that she's watching Game of Thrones and actually wants to talk to you about Game of Thrones, right? She read all the books and she really enjoyed them. And I knew what intrigued her about it and all the complexity and all the different characters. And so I was trying to think, could you create a card game that sort of had that feel of these, banners supporting houses and all these different characters, and make it simple enough that someone who plays traditional games, but not the out of stream indie games, could still find enjoyment in it. And then my younger son, who was just starting to come of age and play games that were strategy games and some other things that would be simple enough for him to pick up and play as well, and find some enjoyment. And that's kind of what led us down this road. And the initial game was all a trick-taking game, and it worked okay, but it wasn't really what this was. This was evolved from that process. But it was really about making something that everybody in my family could enjoy at the same time.
Great. Well, guys, it was a lot of fun tonight. I think we should probably call it a wrap there. Real quick, one more time. You can catch their Kickstarter for Roil. It's active right now. We're posting links for it on Twitter. You can find us there at the Geekspiel. What is your Twitter there, Jason?
You at
At
Roil
Royal Card Game.
at Roil Card Game.
Right.
Sorry,
You
I
can
had to get a feed from the producer to remind me because my wife wasn't there whispering in my ear.
So at Royal Card Game, you can follow them on Twitter, get to their Kickstarter, and help back this game. It's a great game. It's a lot of fun to play. So you can take care of that. You can always remember to hit follow on our Twitch feed. That way you can tell when we're going live. You can follow us on Twitter at the Geekspiel, as I said. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube. Search for Geekspiel there as well. So for everybody playing the game tonight, from the Chris's, Chris 1, Chris 2, from Jason, and from Matt back at the mothership, everybody have a great night.